try to make you bigger. There we go.
All right. All the way here.
Hello, Joseph. Thank you for being here. I want to talk about transformation with you, if you could provide me with some guidance. So, in the process of my mother passing away, I've been moving through gratitude, appreciation, some forgiveness, some letting go, I guess, as we talked about, which kind of feels a little bit like forgiveness in a way. And then other things that perhaps I haven't let go of have come up. So one of the things that now I seem to be focused on is sort of my husband's dementia and his functioning, in our relationship, because I was focused on my mother and everything that was happening with her, and now kind of trying to get back into a rhythm with him and my family. And it also feels like the same energy of appreciation and forgiveness and letting go, because who he was isn't who he is. And I love him very much. And so that is predominant. But at the same time, there's also the sense of, well, is this kind of the relationship that I want? Because it's difficult at times. Doesn't feel like a partnership, feels more like I'm taking care of him. So I'm not sure how to use like forgiveness or letting go or the higher perspective in transforming some of that sense of things being difficult.
So you don't have to let go of anything in the sense that it's going to leave you. We're talking about letting go in the sense of letting things stay fluid, letting them continue to change. So when you're saying, for instance, that you're not sure if this is the relationship that you want, of course, you know that it's the relationship that you have. And it's not just the relationship that you have.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of many relationships that you have. And because you've established that as a relationship, you're always going to have that relativity of energy.
Right. Yeah.
So it's one of many.
Yes.
And how are you relating to it? So that's really what the sort of foundation with the basis of the conversation is. Now, it's a changing thing, yes, from moment to moment, from day to day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's find your bearing within it, because you express that you want to find bearing, but we want you to also recognize all of the bits and pieces that kind of contribute to that overall state of being.
Yeah. 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 So like I said, like appreciation for a true appreciation, like he is with me, loves me, supports me in, however he can, just by, being here for me. Emotionally, I do feel that he, loves me. And so I relate to that. I strongly, I relate to that aspect of love and that open heart with him very strongly. I think the difficulty comes in with not being able to have a conversation sometimes around things that I might want, or not feeling like we can plan to do things because he may not be able to, um, you know, fulfill those things, fulfill those plans. I can't ask him to like do things around the house, or because he doesn't have very good balance. And and he's tired. He sleeps a lot. So so in a way, I think perhaps the thing that is difficult is that I don't feel like he's there all the way for me all the time.
So that's the energy. He's not there for me when I need him to be there,
Yeah.
in how I need him to be there.
Yeah.
So can you control that?
I don't think so.
You cannot.
No. No, and that's sort of the letting go and the forgiveness piece of, by forgiveness I mean me letting go of, my um what I might think is right, the control. That's what I mean by forgiveness, that allowing it to be as it is really good. And most of the time I'm okay like that. But I guess I've just noticed lately that um, maybe it doesn't feel as fulfilling as the relationship as it used to be.
And we want you to separate that fulfillment from the energy and the behavior and the action. You
Okay.
have control over the energy,
Right.
but the behavior you cannot control.
That's true.
The conversations that you want to have to be able to influence the behavior, those are still forms of control.
Okay, that's interesting.
And you can't control that. And so you feel frustrated, and so you feel tired, and so you feel exhausted, and so you feel like you're beating a dead horse, so that you feel like you're knocking on a locked door, so you feel as if you're trying to, and we want you to picture that door and you're sort of just pounding against it, trying to get someone to answer the door. And that's the path that leads to those feelings. So the feeling, the emotion, is a really good indication that the direction that you've been attempting to go isn't going to unfold. So what
Right.
does that mean? Well, you don't even have to figure that out. And the more you try to figure it out, the worse it gets.
Mm-hmm.
And the worse it gets, the more you try to figure it out, and so on and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But there is another path. There is another choice that you do have control over, and that is the energy. That is the state that you have
Mm-hmm.
right now
Mm-hmm.
in relationship to that and in relationship to everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's take it away from expecting him to fulfill the energy, the desire, and let's
Okay.
get back to the energy itself. And let's just start in a very sort of vague, energetic place. And then you start there and you focus and you focus and you focus, and it gets more pointed and it gets more momentum and it gets more powerful and it gets more attractive. And that's when the new experiences start to show themselves in ways that you could have never orchestrated yourself. So, what's the essence? Let's get there.
Mm-hmm. So the essence of the energy feels to me like a place of just allowing, a place of sort of freedom from any need to control or have things be different. Acceptance, but acceptance um, with this sense of love or compassion that I feel, inside. Um, yeah, the energy feels more like this consciousness of, you know, this is part of all that is, and all that is good and love, and that really is that the energy of peace.
And is that what you're asking for from him in the action? Have you just been asking for peace? Or is there something else? Because we heard different words going on.
Okay, so So no, I mean, no, I haven't been asking him for that. I haven't. I've been asking for perhaps certain behavior or
And what's the essence of that behavior that you're looking for? In other
um,
words,
mhm.
some are looking for romance. Some are looking for caring and compassion. Others are looking for a playmate. Any of that, just the essence, taking any of the how it's supposed to show up, but just the essence of it. We just want to get there because we know that sort of that core connection feels like peace, and we're with you fully there, and that's the foundation. And we're glad that you have that recognition and that consistency, because then that allows you to refine even further what you're in the process of creating. So let's refine it a little bit more. Let's get into the details, not in the sense that I want to be taken to a movie and I want it to happen next Sunday at 2 p.m. and he has to take me there and he has to be wearing this, that, or the other thing. Those are the details that we want you to leave out. But the essence of what you're looking for in being taken to a movie or whatever you're describing here. So talk through that here so you can feel what's really calling you forward underneath all of the sort of unmet expectations.
I think it's to be recognized in a way that is to be recognized as, you know, a partner to create with, to be recognized as a co um yeah, as a like create as a co-creator, to create fun things and do fun things, or to just co-create like a meal sometimes, or to have to be recognized as that, I don't know, equal, intellectually, emotionally, you know yeah, that kind of, I think that kind of gets it.
Co-creation. Why? Let's get into that. What does it feel like to
um,
co-create?
it feels like you have somebody to go to um, you know um, enjoy uh, life with, companion, um, someone who um, wants to, like, I don't know, someone who wants to, like, make your life um, more fun, or that the sense of love where you're like, um, oh, I love you, and I know he loves me, so that's not really the point here, but that expression in a way that comes through things like going to a movie, or it comes through things like planning a trip, or you know that kind of stuff.
And the expression, what does that in particular, what does that mean to you? Because you're fleshing all of this out. You're getting to the essence. The energy's moving. You feel the emotion moving. Yes.
Yeah,
That means
yeah,
you're doing the work. So we're not just poking and prodding at you. We just want you to know that we're doing this because this is the energetic work. And you know that the work is being done because you feel the emotional movement, which is
mhm.
how you're able to influence all future experiences. So tell us a little bit more about the expression.
um, you know you, you're you're out on a hike, and you see something, oh, there's a beautiful rainbow, and you share that with somebody, or you're sitting on a beach somewhere, or you're looking at the ocean, and it just feels really peaceful and calm, and you can feel that from the other person. Why am I crying?
Because the energy is moving, because you're tapping into that core energy.
um, okay. You um, enjoy going to a play together, or you laugh together, or um, you dig a hole and you plant a tree together. There's this sense of just doing something with somebody together.
And
And
why not by yourself? What do you like about having another person there?
what do I like? I think I like people. What do I like about it? I think I like the now I'm getting all confused with my mother. My mother's like in the middle of this. Um, that there's this, like, I don't know, there's more joy sometimes when there's another person.
Why?
Um, the reflection, the it's interesting, to kind of hear their perspective. It feels, I don't know, it feels outward as well as inward. There's kind of like that going on.
So
Um,
now we're talking about co-creation. It's a great word to use, yes, but now
yeah,
you're getting to the essence of what it means to you. And that's the work. Getting into that essence, experiencing it, nourishing the essence, and you don't need anyone else there. And in fact, they can slow it down. They can distract you from the essence.
that's true.
So you
It's
don't
a
need one, and you're not asking for one person to be all things for you. You're asking for co-creation.
right, right.
So let's keep bringing that to the surface. Let's keep focusing on the co-creation. And then it's
Yeah.
going to come to you in droves. It's going to come to you from every direction, every which way. And you won't need any single person to fulfill any desire because you have the energy focused that is allowing all of these things to come forward for you. So get into it a little bit more. You're about
Hmm.
knee deep, and we want you to sort of dive all the way in.
Yeah. So this idea of taking, like, I mean, the earth is just a good metaphor for me, like taking the soil and, what do you see here? Oh, I see white stones. Oh, I see diamonds. Oh, I see brown dirt. Oh, I see seeds. It's sort of this idea of these different ways of enjoying or experiencing life, and kind of like how stimulating that is. It's really stimulating. It's exciting, um, because you get to like learn new things, and then you get to share things, like, and it's received, and it's sometimes it's like, wow, yeah, and maybe it could be this. So then it becomes something different. That creative process that happens, that is really like, yeah, like designing a garden. You may like yellow flowers, I may like blue, and we never knew that if you put them together they would look that way. It's that kind of excitement and fun and connection.
You felt that. You mean that. You're not just paying lip service to the idea. So
Yeah.
now the tendency is to go back into reality and to say, "Hey, let's go to the garden." And that's when you get the pushback. And that's when the energy tends to slow down.
Yeah.
So now your chances of getting anyone to play with you in the garden are, you see?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So as we ask, what's the priority? What's the emphasis? What's going to get you what you want? What's worked? What has not worked? And as you continue to reinforce that decision within yourself, it becomes easier and easier and easier for you to find the energy. And the easier it becomes for you to find the energy, the more quickly and fully you see it physically manifest forever. Not that the manifestation is forever, but this is the eternal process. So then when someone plays with you in the dirt, do you devote all of your time and your attention to that person? Absolutely not. You continue to nurture the energy because, like the relationship with your husband, like the relationship with your mother, like the relationship with everyone that you've ever met, it's an ongoing, unfolding, and developing process. So the work is to always tend to that garden. And that's something that you have to do by yourself. But you're not really by yourself. Because as soon as you start tending to that energy, all of the non-physical guidance that is around you is being let in and joining and enhancing and amplifying this process. And then the physical experience is just an extension of that energy. So you just have to keep reminding yourself what you have. Two levers, yes? One of them isn't doing anything. The other one is leveraging the energy of the universe and all of your non-physical guidance. So we know you know the answer, but we'll ask you anyway. What do you choose and why?
Well, the lever of guidance, from the universe, because there's a sense of expansion, joy, and like ease, and I don't know, it just feels better than resistance. And
So could you close the door and could you give yourself permission to feel that energy?
yes.
Do you have
Yes.
to go out and talk to another person? Do you have to go talk to him as soon as you felt the energy just to see if it's working?
No. No.
Do you ever
But I will
really
tell you,
need to go to him?
well, that's a good question. And I know that the answer is no, because I know that the energy is everything, is all that is. And that is the source of all. But there's a thing that I'm attached to, and I recognize this, that um, for 40 years we've lived together, um, and I guess that it feels like, and I know I even talked with you about this with my mother, it feels like abandoning him in a way. And I know that's not the truth either. But yet there is that sense of, if I don't include him, if I don't, figure out a way to, you know, make him a part of my life or what I do. And I'm not saying I would shun him. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't know.
Well, that's what's perpetuating the behavior.
Oh, that's what's perpetuating the behavior.
And we could have said that to you, but it wouldn't have meant anything until you come to that understanding and you have something to compare it with. So say that, rephrase that again to us, just so you can really feel what that's all about.
Yeah, I've been thinking that if I make the choice for my enjoyment of co-creating, of creation, and the expression of creation in my way, that I would be abandoning him and leaving him behind.
Now, we know where you get it. That's sort of the paradigm. That's why you speak those vows. That's why relationships are set up the way that they are in many cases.
Yeah.
That's also why you come to that point of frustration.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to follow what's familiar? Do you want to follow what everyone else is doing and get the same results?
I really don't. I
And
know.
the thing we really want you to understand is it happens so much faster than you're giving this process credit for. You're thinking, oh, I'm going to have to go in a cave and connect with this energy of co-creation, and he might not even be here by the time I get back. And we say, it happens as soon as you make the energetic shift. In other words, it happened just now, but
Yeah.
you kill it. You shoot it in the foot so quickly because then you want to say, okay, I've shifted the energy. Now let's play. I shifted the energy. Now let's play. Why aren't you playing with me? I shifted the energy.
Right. But I know I don't have to do that because um, I've recognized how the universe just things unfold in a very,
Spontaneous. It's organic. It happens naturally.
yeah, yeah. I've experienced enough of that I know for sure. So yeah, interesting that I've hooked into this old paradigm in a way that it's coming up now for me to let go of, because when I've been saying to myself, this isn't the relationship I want, I think what it's been saying is what I've really been saying is this isn't how I want to choose to live anymore, like with out of this feeling like I'm, abandoning him, or I give up on on what I
And
want.
you see how that process of tying your state of being in with his behavior or his presence or his anything makes you feel trapped.
Yeah.
That's the energy that and that's the energy that you're emitting. And of
Yeah,
course, that's what you get back.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So what are you disentangling from? Are you disentangling from him forever? In other words, is this your opportunity to ditch him and run out of the house and never look back?
No, I don't
And
think
that's
so.
not what you want. And so that's not what the energy is going to bring to you when you focus on that. It's not an either or. It's taking the best of all of that and merging it, and then being amazed by the inspiration that flows through other people when you give them the chance. And that's what this process is all about.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful when you give them the chance. Yeah. Yeah. That's really good. It's really good. Uh, I guess the other people I'm talking about, like his brother and sister-in-law, they're in France. They're not even here. My kids, they're, his children, they're, you know, they're supportive of whatever I need and whatever I want in this process. They've been truly, truly wonderful, in helping with David. Um, but I guess that I don't need to say something. I don't need to like make a statement. I don't need to, clarify.
Well, the
And I
only
guess,
reason that you want to do those things is because you're expecting that they will have a response. You're
yeah,
expecting that there will be a reaction or an equal and opposite reaction, and there is. It's a pushback
yeah,
every time. So what you're looking for is to have influence, yes, but not
yeah,
influence in the sense. In other words, get the influence where the influence comes from, which is the energy,
mhm, yeah,
and
that's
leave
right.
everything else out.
Yeah,
Because as soon as you introduce the but I can't, or but he won't, or but we haven't, it's
yep,
the same old energy.
it is same old energy. I can see that now in different levels, different, you know, ways that I've ascribed it um, to people, to situations. So that's really good, Joseph. Wow. It's really helpful. I did not think we were going here, but boy, that's perfect. Thank you.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not about worth. It's not about any of that. It's just about me finding the sense of true love that I am. And really, like, I want so much to express that because there's so much joy in that.
And that's the state of being that we feel that you were at when you drew him into your life,
When I went into my life,
brought him into your life.
yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. That's true. It was a very exciting time in my life. I was very involved in creating. I was very involved in creating a business and creating a new life for myself. That's so interesting. Graduating from college. Huh.
It's visible with you, the energetic shift that's going on here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can feel it. Thank you. Thank you.
Indeed.
Jeez. That's awesome.
It's the same core energy. There are a million different ways you're going to tune back into it. There are a million different thoughts that you're going to use to connect with it. There are a million different experiences that will be drawn to you, but none of that is any of your business right now. Your
Yeah.
business is to get to the essence of what is important to you, to find it, to focus on it, to nurture it.
Mm-hmm.
And that involves no one else, but it affects everyone.
That's right. It involves no one else. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that. Boy, it's interesting how we start to perceive ourselves in these, narrow ways when really,
Yes.
yeah,
They're
we're
just
so,
habits. And the habit is no longer serving or satisfying you. So
yeah,
now it's time to change it.
yeah, very good.
And we don't want you to ever be hard on yourself for any of what's been going on in the past, because this is scaffolding. These are steps that you take in this process. So the previous state served you then, it doesn't serve you now, and you can tell that energetically. So it's time to let it go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, served me then, not now.
And this has nothing to do with him. This has nothing to do with anyone. This has to do with you and the dirt in your hand and the feeling and the enjoyment and the play. And then when you're radiating that energy, then not just one person, but the entire universe flows with that decision.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, I can feel it like a river kind of flowing. Yeah. Thank you, Joseph. Oh my gosh. So awesome.
Very much.
Okay. I think that's it for today, though. Thank
We've
you.
enjoyed this conversation. It sets forward a powerful momentum. Just remember what you found.
I absolutely will. That was perfect. It hit home.
We are complete.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey.
Boy, that was